Hello, my Archfiends of Chaos. This is your King of the Night, Vincent Valentine EX Turk, and another Final Fantasy segment. Final Fantasy VII Remake, to be precise. And since the remake is such a hot topic, I really want to just dig in. So, without further delay, we're gonna talk. Without further delay, will come the question: is the remake version of Sephiroth the definitive version of Sephiroth, or could it be the definitive version of Sephiroth? This time, we're getting a new adaptation of Sephiroth in the Final Fantasy VII Remake that's totally different than the one we see in the original. And personally, I kind of like it a little bit because we never get to fight Sephiroth until the end of the game in Final Fantasy VII, and that's just to be quite honest. This one, you're going to be fighting him multiple times. He's even going to be included in the Midgar arc. Now, Katarse did say, from the image, that this might end up being the black one-wing Sephiroth that we know from Avid Children, but different somehow. So we don't. This could be good or bad. People are giving criticism and flag for this, which I think is quite stupid, because I'm going to keep an open mind in this. I'm going to keep a good open mind, because this is, again, the Final Fantasy VII Remake is pretty much not only pressured remake, but the most pressured game that Square Enix has to do. Like, to be quite honest, I don't even think even if my animator friend, that's going to college, even if he was getting paid millions of dollars to do his Final Fantasy VII Remake, he probably wouldn't even do it on the fact that this is the most pressured thing. And it is the most pressured thing. It is the most pressured thing. This is going to either create more jobs in Square Enix or make people lose their jobs. Like, this is where it matters. So, to the people on Twitter who give Katarse and Testimonial or flag for the different adaptation of Sephiroth, or the Sephiroth with the one wing in that image, just keep an open mind. Please do. This is, I'm being serious. Let's keep an open mind. This might even, that's why I said, this might be the definitive Sephiroth. You might actually go into this game loving Sephiroth more than you did. Like, this is probably going to be, this is going to be the return of the Final Fantasy hype. This will be the return of the Final Fantasy hype that 2005 had when Avid Children came out. Or when the original Final Fantasy VII in 1997 came out. This could make Final Fantasy big on the map. So I'm going to give this, for my views, I'm going to give this Final Fantasy VII Remake Sephiroth a chance. But from what I see in the image, he might be the definitive Sephiroth. And if that's the case, then that means One Wing Sephiroth is canon to this. Well, he's already canon anyways, because Avid Children comes after Final Fantasy VII. But, now what I like is that they're not going to do the exact same versions as Avid Children, because, well, there's a difference between Cloud from Final Fantasy VII than there is the Avid Children. There's distinctions, which I'm glad Katarse sees that. I'm glad that Katarse sees that. So, the Sephiroth's going to be the same thing. I believe, and this is my hypothesis, my theory, my opinion, and before we go take opinions out of context like we do on the fucking internet already all the damn time with everything else, this is my thoughts. This is not fact. This is not, this is not fact. I'm going to say it one more time. This is not fact. So before you say anything, it is not fact, so don't say anything. I believe that the Final Fantasy VII Remake Sephiroth is going to end up being the definitive one. I'm only making a prediction of Sephiroth in a remake being the definitive. The definitive version. of Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII Remake. The best version of him. One that has a backstory that's not so vague. An interactable. Where you can keep fighting him, getting better, leveling up to playing. You know? You actually get to have Sephiroth as a legit enemy. Now, this could remove those other forms of Genova besides that final form. This could remove that. Let's just, say, like, if they go past Midgar in the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 and go where Cloud and them sneak on that cruise with Rufus Shinra, we could be ending up fighting Sephiroth instead of that Genova form. Which, in my opinion, I don't really have a problem with. Because Final Fantasy VII was about Cloud and Sephiroth. It was about two characters, Cloud and Sephiroth, the parallels between them, the different parallels. Both had the same goal of destroying Shinra and restoring the world. Except Cloud saves the planet. Sephiroth destroys the planet, believing he saves the planet, and believe he was the chosen ruler of the planet. That's why I said this could be the definitive Sephiroth. This could be the best Sephiroth we ever seen from Final Fantasy. It could be better than the Final Fantasy VII original one. Could be even better than Avid Children, Crisis Core. This could be the definitive Sephiroth. Even bigger than the one we see in the phone game before Crisis. Probably before, even better version of Sephiroth. Even possibly a better version of Sephiroth than the City of Sephiroth. And even Urgits. Even though Urgits didn't have no voice didn't have very many voice actors. It was a legit, arcade fighter type. But Urgits Sephiroth does count on the fact that it is a version of Sephiroth. And each Final Fantasy characters have different versions of themselves, of course. This might even beat out the Kingdom Hearts Sephiroth, which everybody likes, is the Kingdom Hearts Sephiroth. This could beat out that. I have a prediction, a hypothesis. Katarse might be onto something. So I'm hyped for this. I don't even know what to do, man. I just don't even know how to talk about this without completely fanboy. Now, before you say I'm a Sephiroth tard, I'm not a Sephiroth tard. I have owned Sephiroth tards in the past about who's stronger or than Sephiroth. I'm just a big fanboy because Sephiroth was my first Final Fantasy villain I've ever legitimately took on. Yeah, you do take on other villains in Final Fantasy VII, but, Final Fantasy VII was my first. Being that is, Cloud's going to always be my favorite protagonist. Vince is going to be my favorite spin-off protagonist. And Sephiroth's going to be my favorite villain in Final Fantasy VII. In Final Fantasy. But let's just give Katarse a chance. Before we get mad about that picture we saw at the 30th anniversary where we see Sephiroth with the black wing, let's just give him a chance, man. That's all we're asking. This could end up being really good. This could bring Final Fantasy back to the light that it is. 15 couldn't do that. You know what? We all need to put our hope. We need to put our hopes up for Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Okay? No, but we do. So let's not bash until we see a trailer. At least until we can see a trailer right in front of us. I'm so hyped. I don't even. But no. Come on, man. Come on, Twitter people. We're better than that. Come on, Final Fantasy community and Twitter. We're all better than that. Let's give this a chance. Let's give this new version of Sephiroth a chance before bashing it. This could be the definitive version. This could be it. This is what we would be asking for. But no, let's be open-minded about this. Really. Let's be completely open-minded. This could be it. This could be our break. This could bring Final Fantasy to the hype it used to be. This could get a lot of merch out there. A lot more... a lot more exposure out there. Making Final Fantasy back to where it used to be. And probably even better. A Sephiroth that's like Caius. Because, I mean, I know Caius isn't really isn't everyone's favorite because people hate Final Fantasy 13. But let's just admit, Caius Ballad was a good villain on the fact that you got to fight him 3 times in the game. So you got to know more of his motives. And each time you beat him, you always lost. So, you know, it made even more of an impact on the characters and the story driven. And it made the story driven even a lot more. What I'm trying to say is that this new Sephiroth that you have to fight so many times in the Final Fantasy VII Remake might not be a bad idea. In fact, this might be a genius. This is probably something they should have done in the original game. But for some reason, and I know this from playing the original game a lot, they had so many different directions in the original game. They had so many different directions in the original game. And I know this because you had to fight all of Shinra. Because it started out as fighting an evil corporation known as Shinra. And then, you know, after President Shinra gets stabbed by Sephiroth's sword, they go on the hunt for Sephiroth. And run into other different obstacles. You know, they run into other different obstacles. And they end up fighting Genova all through the game. And it's like, what are you doing? And it's like, I think she was supposed to be one of the original villains, but it's like they changed directions so much in the Final Fantasy VII original, and no hate on that. It's just true because I've played the game enough that I could go ahead and criticize and say that they changed so many different directions. This remake could be the most focused remake ever, with one objective and everything following that objective, but also keeping the original story, as well as you have to fight all of Shinra and Rufus Shinra. Sephiroth will come out after you defeat Rufus Shinra. You talk about Sephiroth, then he'll come out and you have to fight him. I think this is a lot better. And the One Wing Sephiroth may not be a bad idea. I mean, he's more recognized like that because of Kingdom Hearts. That's why he got the Black Wing in the first place, because then it makes people remind him of Kingdom Hearts. Let's be honest, the most popular Sephiroth in any media isn't actually the original Final Fantasy VII. It's actually Kingdom Hearts 1 Sephiroth. You know, ironically that is, but people reckon, you know, people like that Sephiroth the best for some reason. So, that, you know, let's just give this One Wing Sephiroth a chance. Let's just give this new Sephiroth a chance, because this could be the definitive Sephiroth. This could be what we want as a whole Final Fantasy community. This could be the definitive version not only of Sephiroth, but of Cloud, since they're going to go back to the original archetype of Cloud while using the Advent Shonen voice actor to actually go through and act like the original Cloud. You know, this could be a definitive version of Vincent, Tifa, on all the other characters, if you just give it a chance. That's all we're asking. That's all I'm pleading to you, man. Let's do this. Let's be a better fan base by giving Catarse the chance to craft a new and even possibly better Sephiroth than the original was. This could be the best Sephiroth ever. And I'm running over time. May the crystal be with you. Let's give this a chance. Let's give this a chance.